Hello and welcome to episode 62 of my informative playthrough of Pathfinder Kingmaker. And in this episode, I'm going to run through the dialogue of Xelliren and Honest Guy here, and also I'm going to level up to level 8, and level 9, and I think that is going to be enough for this particular episode before we head back to town. Or to city, I should say, and then we can see about progressing the plot just a little bit. So, obviously, we've just come out of the depths, having defeated the weary traveller in okay style, I think I will say. But having done so at level 8 means we can now progress up to level 9. So, with Alice here, our Fey sorceress, we're obviously leveling straight up as a sorcerer. So we get one cool thing and one not so cool thing at level 9. So the cool thing is Fleeting Glance, which is this at-will invisibility. Number of turns equal to your sorcerer level, so 9 at level 9. And it counts as greater invisibility, which is really cool. So it's just nice to be able to do that. It will help get us out of trouble in something that's coming up not very long from now. The other thing is we get poison here, which is an okay spell, but you have to make a melee touch attack, and it only does 1d3 constitution, every round for 6 rounds. So, and it's fortitude save. It's not my favourite spell, I think is how I would describe it. But for skills, we could just go persuasion and law nature again, as we have been doing for quite some time. And as far as abilities go, you'll see that we've now got both of our spell focuses there. We've got spell penetration and greater spell penetration, and we've got spell focus transmutation. Now, the obvious thing to do here might be to take greater spell focus transmutation, and then we'd basically be set. As far as that goes, there are other things we can take, like Allied Spellcaster, so that we can get even more bonuses to overcome spell resistance. But level 9 is the level where I kind of like to take a teamwork feat on everyone. And that teamwork feat is Shake It Off. Now, some people consider this not a good use of a feat. I consider it an extremely good use of a feat, because in theory, it provides +4 to all saves, so long as you give it to a lot of people, and +4 to every save. If you think that something like Iron Will here is +2 to one save, +2 to will save, Shake It Off is +4 to every save. So I don't think I need to justify it. If you want it, you want it. If you consider it useless, you wouldn't take it. I tend to find that it reduces the amount of times you need to reload, and as I've talked about a lot, I really hate reloading. So, if anything is going to help me do everything first time, I'll take it. So yeah, we will take Shake It Off here. And then we get another level 2 spell. So, we've kind of got the spells that I want here, except we kind of lack any way to do even a little bit of damage. And there are two things we could go down. And I kind of made a promise to myself, which I talk about in previous videos, that I didn't want to do Scorching Ray. I don't there's a time and a place. There are characters for Scorching Ray. I don't want to overlap with Octavia as a less good Scorching Ray. And I also don't want to, do anything that part of my idea behind this character is I don't want to do anything that requires an attack roll on a spell. I only want saving throws. And so I've kind of decided I'm going to take Burning Arc. Now, Burning Arc, if you contrast to Scorching Ray, Burning Arc is auto hit, and it will jump to additional enemies, one additional enemy per 3 caster levels within 15 feet. It'll do up to 10 d10 every level, so a 1d6 per level, and that's quite nice. But for each additional target, round it down. Half it and round it down. But this is the key thing. Each target can attempt a reflex saving throw for half damage. So, you know, once things start making their reflex saves, and if they've got, I can't remember whether it's uncanny dodge or improved uncanny dodge, you might find that you're doing nothing at all. But, you know, I'll live with that. Basically, that's I want it, and I will live with it. If you contrast that, say, to the main competitor, which is a lot of people would consider better, it's Scorching Ray here. You fire 1 ray plus 1 additional ray for every 4 levels beyond 3rd, and they do 4d6. But the key thing is that there's no save here. It is a it is a ranged touch attack. That's all you need to make. So if you've got precise shot and point blank shot, and you've got a decent dexterity, you should be hitting ranged touch attacks very easily. We're not taking that. We're taking the baby version. Where are we? There we go. Level 3. Again, this is kind of like, you know, I want to take spells that are characteristic of the class. And yes, we can take Stinking Cloud and sort of walk through quite a lot of stuff. But it just feels a bit cheap. So my choices here are, I can either take Displacement, you know, as a skill for later, or, even though it is not of particular use because Hold Person only affects humanoids, you can take Hold Person because when you encounter an enemy that it works on, it will work with this character with our boosted saves. So even though it's not going to come in handy very much, I kind of feel bad not having a single target enchantment spell at level 3. So I'm going to take Hold Person. Poor choice though it may be. And finally, we've got our AoE enchantment, and at next level, lots of great spells here. But we are going to take this classic. Overwhelming Grief is our single target enchantment spell. Very effective. Enemy can take no actions, -2 to armor class, and lose their dexterity bonus. Of course, it's a save every round to break, but we're at level 4. Like, our saves are just getting, our DCs are getting very good at this stage, and it's very nice to have a alternative to Confusion. So Confusion, AoE, Overwhelming Grief, single target, and this works on a lot more enemies than Hideous Laughter does. So you can Overwhelming Grief like an owlbear. You know, you can make it incredibly sad. So those are our picks, and I've kind of chosen those to make the next section relatively easier. So yeah, this doesn't mean they're recommended. They're just, you know, how I want to play this character, which is in 9/10 of the battle. If you want to play a character in a certain way, you can make your spell picks work. So there we go. An enormous bar before. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, melee. Fey Speaker. So we gain Venom immunity. Incredible. Considering we can cast Delay, Poison, Communal. This is, I guess, an example of something which is, you know, really cool in tabletop. But, you know, when you're constantly buffing with Delay, Poison, it's less impressive. We'll just take everything as is. And because we're kind of on this shake it off trip, I'm just going to give it to everyone at this level. There are some characters where you kind of feel it's a bit annoying having to take it, but it always feels a bit annoying to take a non-offensive feat, but I will deal with it. Yeah. So this is Lindsay here again, you know, as normal. For our abilities, again, because you see there are some quite nice feats that archery, or crossbowery feats that it would be nice to take, but not right now. And we get another level 3 spell. Now, again, I kind of made the promise to myself that I wouldn't have Lindsay as a second-rate offensive enchanter. Hence why I gave her slow, which may not be the best choice. But I'm just going to stick haste on her. And again, you know, you might say, do you not have enough sources of haste? And the answer to that is probably yes. But it means that we've got, you know, many in the bank should we need it. And we get, should go back here. We get Inspire Greatness, so new type of bard song here. So this is, if you compare this here with Inspire Courage, you can see that Inspire Greatness gives 2 hit die at D10 to health, which is quite cool. And you get a +2 competence bonus on attack rolls and a +1 competence bonus on fortitude saves. If we look at where we are with our Inspire Competence here, Inspire Courage, you can see that we're getting morale bonus of, competence bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls, and since we're at the level 5 version, that's +2. So here, we're getting +2, but not to damage, at least according to the description. So it's a little bit more health, the same competence bonus that we'd be getting from Inspire Courage on attack rolls, but not the damage rolls there. But still, you know, it's more things that we can use, and of course, once we get 3rd level Inspire Courage, that will tick over to being better all round for increasing damage output, but not health. There we go. Octavia, this is where it really hurts to take Shake It Off, because whoops. So we get a cool ability here. Level 9 we get Tower Shield Defense, which means that we gain our shield bonus against touch attacks. So just a little bit more AC, a little bit more touch AC, which is quite nice. At least at this difficulty, you know, that this is quite a nice thing to have that actually has meaning, is how I would put it. And we get another feat. Again, we're just going to go... There we go. So, the reason why it's quite tough to take Shake It Off here is that we could be taking the wonderful improved critical to double our critical threat range. But I have to be strong. There we go. Harem. Again. Law, Religion and Perception. Again. And so likewise, we could be taking spell penetration stuff, but we're going to stack it up. And I will try and demonstrate next time we make a save that we're getting this benefit, because it doesn't show up on your character sheet. It only shows up in the combat log. When the save is rolled, it will demonstrate the +1, 2, 3 or 4 bonus from Shake It Off. So we're going to now be doing 5d6 damage with Jubilost when he throws a bomb. That's great. That is just fantastic. There we go. Should be... Nope. There we go. And Shake It Off. That, and another level 3 spell. We're free to take whatever we want, because we can always purchase them from scrolls. But I'm going to pick up another displacement, because it's nice to have lots of people who can cast that. Very powerful spell, but because of its short duration, it's nice to have other casters. So, if we have a look here, let me see if I can get this to work. There, you see it doesn't show Shake It Off, but each of these should be bumped up by at least 3, if not 4, when we're close. If we're close enough. And if I remember rightly, it's got quite a large range. So Does it? Is it going to tell me what it was? No, it just says adjacent. Very nice. So for the rest of the video, we're just going. It's not going to be a very long video. I'm just going to talk to Honest Guy here and to Xelliren, because I didn't do them before. I didn't talk to Honest Guy before descending into the Tenebrous depths, and we've got a little bit of additional stuff to talk to Xelliren about based on what we learnt from the Weary Traveller. So what have you got to say for yourself? So, and I think I mentioned that this guy's meant to look a little bit, or it's theorized that he's meant to look a little bit like Patches from Dark Souls. But who are you? I'm an honest guy. The lad strikes the chest proudly with his fist. Yep. I honestly welcome the heroes, and I honestly collect their gear from their breathless corpses, and I honestly sell it to the next heroes. Yes, so you freely and calmly admit that you pillage corpses? Yeah. But, do you really never do that yourself? You've taken anything from the enemy you've killed, or a dead body you've found? Well, he's perfectly right there. We can just say that we do it for the greater good. And he says he's not judging you. I can see you're an honest person, just like me. And there's I think, if I remember rightly, this change either how he acts or how he's named. But if we pick this, still it's not very nice. We put our lives at risk for everyone else while you profit for misfortune. That'll be the really honest guy. This will be the polite honest guy, and this will just be regular. So if we pick this here, it's are you saying that honest guy isn't fair? That I have no shame? Why? Do you? And there, converted to the most honest guy. The plunderer nearly drops his spear in indignation. Of course I do. Maybe I get very sad every time I loot a new corpse. Maybe I'm thinking, what a pity. This great hero has perished. I'll tell you what, I'll promise you, I'll change. I'll donate a part of my earnings to orphans. I'm the honest guy. No one is more honest than me. I like this here. And to druids to help preserve the dwindling dinosaurs. And it's a little bit of a joke that dinosaur bones are a spell component to an incredibly important spell. And that dinosaurs are going extinct because they are being used for spell components. Yes. Anyway, does Zeleran allow your pillage? And basically, yes. Plus, he'd have no one to talk to without you. Okay. So, if we look here, it now says the most honest guy. And it would say the polite honest guy, I believe, if we get angry with him. So now, we're going to talk to Xelliren, and we're going to mention... Where are we? Where's our little shield? Here. We're going to talk about this, the shield of the Weary Traveller. So, first of all, we can say we've handled the Weary Traveller. He was a brave one, his mind so sharp and curious, his soul so noble. Yes, the tired hero finally received what he came here for, deathly peace. Well, did he? Because we've read his diary and it didn't quite seem like he wanted to die, but we'll take your word for it, Zeleran. And yeah, I managed to go further than before into the dungeon without the risk of becoming a puppet. So I have even returned with some powerful items. Very nice. And so secondly, we couldn't go any further, so we can bring that up. And sounds like a palpable shroud of madness. The shroud is known to dissipate over time. I'd advise that you pause your descent for a while and wait. So basically, it's act gated in the game. I've mentioned that before, but we need to progress to Act 3 before we can go any deeper. And finally, I found something in the dungeon that makes me doubt your sincerity. Ooh. You see anxiety in the dragon's pearly eyes. You have the right to doubt, but be assured that my intentions are pure. I heard nothing from you. Tell me what you found, and I will clear away your doubts. So we show him the shield that the Weary Traveller believed the dragon to be just another victim of self-delusion. And yes, he throws doubt upon that. Look at his handwriting. Look at the large letters and exclamation points. By the message alone, it's clear. He was already losing his mind. It would seem that when his fantasies of divine greatness released his mind, he descended into paranoid delusion. and he imagined me the cause of all his troubles. Alas, his was an exceptional mind, but at the moment he was writing this, he was already incurably ill. Yes, okay. We'll believe you for now, Zeleran. Maybe I shouldn't have doubted you. And he should have some new things for sale, in theory. But there is not much there. We need to wait until we unlock the next bit, I believe. So now, we're going to stick this all in one video. We're free to go, but we will memorize some spells first. So we've got level 5 spells on melee. This is great. Level 5 spells. Incredible. So, she's Conjuration Specialist. Yeah, we've taken spell Focus Conjuration, and we get a great crowd, or not crowd control, great single target disabler, Vine Trap, here, which is a very nice single target disabler. It doesn't affect certain things, like plants, if you wanted to cast it on a shambling mound. Yes, but paralyzed and entangled, it's a reflex save to negate, and of course, like all of these, a new saving throw each round. And also, you take some little bit of damage, which is quite nice. The other thing we get is animal growth. Now, because we've got a leopard, this is not the most exciting thing. But a +6 size bonus to strength, a +6 size bonus to constitution, -2 size penalty to dexterity, natural armor increased, and if you're increased in size, then that's more damage, basically. So everything goes off. If you had any animal companion that wasn't dex based, this would be more useful. I think I'd put it that way. But there are other fantastic spells here. Death Ward, of course, for immunity to all sorts of magical death effects. Baleful Polymorph, if we go on transmutation. This is a fantastic way to turn your target into a dog, which is fun. Fire Snake is a nice. It's like I talked about Burning Arc. This is like, a somewhat upgraded. Well, it's not a direct upgrade, but it's the same reflex save, evocation. It will hit if they're in the line. Genie Kind, a fantastic combat spell. If you want to cast lots of Genie Kinds on yourself, very interesting in Wrath of the Righteous, because you can use it to generate elemental barrage. some other interesting things. Stone Skin, of course, an aspect of the wolf for your free trip attacks. This is very nice. You can make a trip combat maneuver as a swift action, which doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity. It's very nice if we wanted to be in combat, which we might be later on. But I'm going to stick one Vine Trap and one Call Lightning Storm, which is quite fun. This is really just because I like the spell. Basically, you cast it and then you can call lightning every turn, which is just quite fun. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it gives you something to do. Or it gives you a ranged weapon in wolf form, basically. Everything else, I think we are set up. Yeah, we got lots of protection spells. Another cast here. So we'll stick a Bear's Endurance there. And Harem, also level 5 spells. So first of all, we get our domain slot. We can choose either Acidic Spray or Bone Shatter. Since we've gone hard into Necromancy, we're going to pick Bone Shatter. Very nice. We also get some fancy, very fancy spells here. I'm not going to go through them all, because some of them are quite similar to what we get on the Druid. But Righteous Might is pretty nice upgrade here. So this is like Enlarged Person Plus, I think I would say, but it's only 1 round per level. I'm going to grab one of them because it's just quite fun to use. And we also get Angelic Aspect, which is okay. It's free damage resistance. That's, I think, what's quite nice. Like, unless you're fighting evil enemies, and evil enemies are relatively common, but not every enemy. It's damage resistance without needing the stone skin, which costs diamond dust. Basically, that's how I would say. We also get Slay Living. This is, since we've gone into Necromancy, this is quite fun because you can run up and do 12d6 plus 1 point per caster level damage. However, if they succeed a Fortitude save, you're doing, you know, about as much damage as you might do by hitting them with your mace once. So, yes, it's quite. This is a big damage pool, but of course you only get one attempt. I'm going to take Angelic Aspect just because it's just quite fun to show off, I would say. Other spells, Sacred Nimbus, so these protection spells against evil enemies. So yeah. Anyway, that will do for Harem for that level of spells. We've got a lot of. I'm just going to ditch one of them, and we will. That. I think we've got enough summoning undeads. Stick an Archon's Aura in there. This level, another Bone Shaker, and that will do. Of course, Lindsay and main character are spontaneous casters. There we go. And we can head out back to the capital. Now, if I've got the timings right, there should be nothing that's ready when we get there. This hasn't been a very long loop. It's been, in fact, a relatively short loop. So, we'll head back, find out that nothing's happened, and in the next video, I'm going to head over to meet the nymph in the Verdant Chambers. It's going to be quite exciting because I've been putting this off, coming down here, until we had reached level 9, because I wanted Overwhelming Grief to make this a little bit. Oops. Okay. Well, we'll see what's here. I wanted Overwhelming Grief to make it bearable and not have to reload, because it's quite a tough area, and I really dislike reloading. What have we got? Ah. This is quite nice, actually. I mentioned we encountered the Dwemer Cat before, and I mentioned that they would show up to help in encounters, and here we go. Here they are. Oops.
Repent.
Since we're going to rest very shortly.
Stand down.
Don't want to be attacking
You
someone
offend
short.
me. Serves you right.
And there we go. That's it. Thank you, Dwemer Cat. Yes, so that's a nice little example of how the Dwemer Cat will show up to help you, which is obviously more useful in an area where the ambushes are really tough, rather than here at the moment where they're in the Northern Arm Archers, where the difficulty is not hard at all. Now what I will do is I will just check this Kingdom event, then I'm going to end the video there, so we can see what's happened. Some event has failed, tragically. Nope, this is just Lindsay has something to say in the council room. So that's something we'll be able to do when we get down to the capital. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video now, and I'll just run down to the capital off screen and then start us up again there. So anyway, see you in the next video.